Here comes the predator.
But I'll be back. Jump up out, but I'll be back. Jump up out, but I'll be back. Oh shit! Hey, jump up out.
Here comes the predator.
Hey folks, how you doing? My name's Tim Black and welcome to Duh News. Hey folks, how you doing? It's your man Tim the Bartender, aka Tim Black, and you're tuned in to the news. Woo! Have you heard this story? The story of Richie Incognito and Jonathan Martin of the Miami Dolphins. Have you heard about this bullying shit? Do you want to talk about it? Sorry, I'm going to talk about it. You can listen and you can hit me up in the comments section. Check this out. I made a video late last night. Actually, it was early this morning. I think I put it up like 2 a.m. And I was sort of defending Incognito in a way that I just do not condone what Martin was doing. I was looking at it like, a man should not take shit. I believe in that. I stand by that. But, I did not know a lot about Richie Incognito. I didn't know this fuckhead has been doing this shit since college. I didn't know that. I didn't know he's that kind of guy that fucks with people and keeps on, and keeps on, and keeps on, and keeps on. He's been cut from teams for this shit before. He's been suspended and kicked off of every fucking team he's ever fucking been on because people don't like him. In 2009, he was voted most dirtiest player in the NFL. Yeah. He's an unlikable piece of shit. Now, his dad's running around on social media sites taking up for him. At least we think that's his dad. Posting in forums and shit, saying, well, Martin's, he's got problems, and Martin's trying to commit suicide, and Martin's got sensitivity issues, and everyone knows that he shouldn't be in the locker room. Here's the thing. If you know this guy has sensitivity issues, or if you know he has problems, why are you fucking with him? Leave the guy alone. Leave him alone, you motherfucking, you inbred piece of shit. Tell your son that. Tell him. You too. That's where he gets it from. You're a dumbass. That it's okay to fuck with people and fuck with people and fuck with people. No, it's not. There's a line you don't cross. And when you cross that line, it's no longer funny. It's just fucking sad. Your son is fucking sad. And he's a distraction. Here's my thing. When I went to school, right? When I was in high school, I went to a school, I didn't know anybody there, and I didn't have any older brothers or older sisters at that school who had went through that school. None of that shit. And I had to take up for myself. So I feel strongly about people being able to do that. You have to do that in this life. Now, I never bullied people. In fact, I was the type of guy who took up for people who were bullied. I took up for the victims of bullying. Because I didn't condone that shit. And I would love to knock a bully on his ass and show him what it's like to be embarrassed or feel small and belittled. That's who I am. Now, sometimes I took that too far. So there's a line with that. Because, once you let the dog off the leash, the dog's got to bite something. And that's not just being macho, that's survival instinct. All right? And sometimes I do a little bit more than survive. Now, Jonathan Martin, he may have some issues, has some things he needs to look at. Anyone who has an emotional breakdown definitely needs some type of situational therapy. He needs something, okay? But Jonathan, know this, sir. Know this. I know you're only 23, and this guy, this fucking asshole Incognito's 30. He shouldn't have pushed you so far. But know this, man. Never let anybody fuck up your money or fuck up your job. Don't do it. This ain't Fridays, and your name is not DJ Pooh. Fuck that. Now, in my first video, I was kind of hard on Jonathan. I was hard. I made fun of him. I laughed and shit. I cried. Incognito's beating me up. He treat me mean. He called me stupid and dumb. And I still believe that. I think that shit's funny. But what is not funny is to live a life like that. So I have to be empathetic and say, you know what? I put myself in this guy's shoes, in Jonathan Martin's shoes, and say, what if I was the type of guy who didn't want to fight back? What if I was the type of guy who didn't want to mix it up? You know what I mean? And there's people like that. And that doesn't make them weak. That makes them that's not their thing. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. Now, let's remember something. When you fuck with people, All right? I talk about it on these stories. I talk about it in my videos. When you fuck with people to a certain point, sometimes people snap. And that's when you get somebody coming to the job with an AK-47 and taking motherfuckers out. See, the NFL needs to have their leadership in place in situations like this. Now, you can't tell me no one on that fucking team, no one in that locker room, no one in that organization knew what was going on between this fuckhead Incognito and this guy Martin. Can't tell me that. People talk. Ain't a fucking secret. So that's when you step up and say, look, Incognito, calm your inbred country fucking fried chicken and biscuit eating ass the fuck down, you Navy bean motherfucker. Calm down. That's what you do. But I guess since he's talented, no one wanted to sit his ass down. You're still 3-4, motherfuckers. Or whatever this record is. You're not looking good this year. This shit's a distraction that only makes shit worse. And I think Miami Dolphin fans, all two of them, are pretty pissed. All right. Now, back to people going crazy and going ballistic. I'm from D.C., and I remember when Gilbert Arenas went and brought that fucking gun to practice. I remember that shit. So all these people saying, myself included, in the video I made, I said, stand up for yourself, Jonathan, stand up for yourself. Sometimes those people, when they do finally stand up and maybe really stand up, or they stand the fuck up, and shit happens. All right? So, maybe we don't want him to stand up. Maybe if he stood up, he'd fuck some shit up. Yeah. Let's move on to some other elements of this fucking story, like the extortion element. Now, the junior level guys on the team buying dinner for the senior levels guys on the team, I really don't see nothing wrong with that shit. I don't consider that extortion. Stop being a candy ass. People do that shit. You know, you buying dinner for a motherfucker. Now remember though, we're talking about a $15,000 dinner. We're not talking Outback, bitch. We're talking big money. All right? The other thing you need to know is that fucking Incognito's getting paid millions. And that this guy, Jonathan Martin, $399,000. Still a lot of money for you and I, but not a lot of money as far as the NFL is concerned. Only been in the league 2 years, okay? But I do not consider that extortion. Now, what I do see fucked up is where they say Incognito made Jonathan Martin pay money to send these guys on a trip, and he didn't even go on a fucking trip. Now, to me, that's fucked up. That's fucked up for Incognito. Yeah, that might be called extortion. But it's also fucked up for Martin, because why would you do the shit? I wish a motherfucker would say I had to pay for them to go somewhere. Had to? Had to? Who the fuck is you talking to, son? I know you're not talking to me. Your mama better pay for it. Or get your boyfriend to pay for it, or get your father to pay for it, your daddy, you inbred Peckerwood motherfucker. But don't you ask me, oh, I wish, motherfucker. Okay, now let's get to the most controversial element of the story. The racial slurs. Look, man, some coaches and some businesses, in some lines of work, in some activities, shit is different. You motherfuckers working at Kinko's may not understand how people in the locker room can talk shit, use the N-word, use cracker, use whatever, spick or whatever. Shit is different. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's different. Now, I've worked in white collar, I've worked in blue collar, I've worked in red collar. Shit. Worked in black collar too. If you worked in different types of businesses, you'll know that different shit goes on different turfs, okay? Do I think that Richie Incognito is a racist? No, I don't. I think he's a fucking asshole. We can hate him for that. But just because he used the word half-breed nigga, that doesn't necessarily make him a racist. You know what? If we're going to make everything mean that someone's a racist or an anti-Semite or a homophobe, fuck, man. What do we got left? Everything can't mean that. Everything can't. Do I think Richie Incognito needs his ass kicked? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Do I think that Jonathan Martin should have stood up for himself? Hell to the yeah. Do I think that all this shit is getting overblown by the media to make a story? Yes. Yes on all three counts. But do I think Richie Incognito is a racist? I don't fucking know, but I know he's an asshole. I cannot believe in that ideology that people are victims. Now, you can become a victim, but if you stay a victim, that is on you. No one wants to get knocked down. No one makes the choice to get knocked down. But too many of us decide to stay down. You understand?